So nothing is more pathetic than an 80 something year old man having money problems and not knowing the value and respect of money, you know? I'm like 37 years old, going on 38 in December. And I've learned a lot of things about money, and I've learned about the value of money, and I've learned what it means to be thankful. Thankful for just the little things. Thankful if you have $20, thankful if you have like $10, Um, and I have a friend who just thinks he's going to win the lottery and he's going to make millions and millions of dollars. He can never be happy with $100 or $50 because he always wants the big amount of money because he's never thankful for the little things or the things that, um, the things that are, smaller, but still can be considered a blessing. So my friend is kind of an asshole. And I kind of told him off today. I said, you're not thankful for, you don't know the value of money, and you are ungrateful for even the little things in life and the little things with money and stuff, and you're never going to be happy with the big things of money. And I told him that. He also threw it in my face today that he went out with family and he went out to Burger King and stuff, and he went out to with family and stuff, and he kind of had this really kind of nonchalant attitude towards me because he thought I was actually going out with my family or saw my family today. So he kind of threw it in my face that he saw his family, and he kind of threw it in my face, and I was just like, well, fuck you too then. And then he tells me that he paid for his sister. He paid for his sister to have Burger King and stuff. And after that, he told me he was broke. He told me he was broke to begin with, probably about like a day or two ago. He told me he was broke, and somehow you magically come up with money so you can pay for your sister to have Burger King. And it's just like, well, that makes no fucking sense. You just told me you're broke. So I guess he's broke to me or broke to whatever else, but he can pay for his family or he can pay for the people that really matter to him, and I don't really matter to him. Of course, it's always been financial too. It's like whatever he can get off me financially and stuff, he'll do, or etc. It's always been kind of a financial agreement. If I treat him out, he'll treat me out. But it's never been an act out of love or sincerity. It's always been about financial money and what he can gain. And I'm tired of those kind of fucking people. I'm tired of those fucking people. He's not a whore. He's not somebody I want to fucking sleep with. So why would I even make the effort to give him money or give him my money and shit, and spend that time on him, to be like that, when he's not really somebody of a romantic interest. But he thinks he thinks he is. People, women say hello to me, and I tell women I like their hair and stuff, and he's like, well, what about mine? What about mine? And I'm like, I don't swing that way, you fucking faggot. Um, but he's like, what about my hair? And he doesn't even have hair. He's fucking bald. Um, but I'm so fucking mad at Greg. I'm so fucking mad at him right now. It's not fucking funny because he just doesn't. He's not appreciative of the little things and shit, and it irks me. And then he's throwing shit in my face and stuff like that, and it's just like he's not appreciative. He's not appreciative. He does not understand the laws of money. He does not understand respect for money. He does not understand respect for people who obviously try to be there for him, like myself, because obviously if it's just financial, he can care less because he doesn't love me on anything. It's just obligation of, how much money he can get out of me, or etc. So I'm kind of pissed at Greg. I mean, I just started eating my dinner, and I'm just kind of just trying to do what I can to do, to take care of myself and just do my own thing. But I'm just really pissed at him. Like an 80-year-old man, an 80 fucking year old man who doesn't know how to fucking be appreciative for the little things in life and shit like that. And he's never going to be happy. He wants a young like 20-year-old, 20-year-old, person that thinks he's going to get them to romance him, for whatever else. Cause he thinks, obviously if he pays for shit or whatever else, or if, he can romance a 20-year-old, they're going to go for it. Um, Maybe I'm stupid enough to go for shit. Obviously I had lost the arts. I had lost a lot of connections and stuff. And obviously some shit was happening in the building with my neighbors and stuff. And I became friends with Greg, and Greg and I started hanging out and walking and stuff. And it became kind of a financial obligation or just a financial thing. But it's not really out of love. It's not really out of love or respect or anything. It's just more out of financial obligation. And And I just told kind of Greg how I really felt. I'm like, you're not appreciative, and you're just kind of a loser. You're just kind of being a fucking loser, and maybe that's my fault because I'm hanging around with a fucking loser, and I'm not going anywhere right now in my life because I can't fucking quite get rid of Greg, and get rid of the shit that he's doing that's pulling me down mentally and financially. That's obviously affecting my atmosphere and stuff like that. But he's not appreciative and stuff like that. Of course, he doesn't really take the Bible seriously either. He doesn't take the Bible seriously. Both my friends don't take the Bible seriously. Both my friends are diabetic, or my neighbors. I need to stop calling them friends because they're not friends. They're just neighbors and people I actually see to day, and I can't fully get rid of. If I could get rid of them, I don't think they would be friends. I think they would be out of sight and out of mind. But, my one neighbor is a Jehovah Witness, which is obviously not really the appropriate Christian, tradition of believing in God. It's a cult, and it's something that is obviously takes away from God and just doesn't really honor God properly. And then Greg is a Christian, but he's gay, and he doesn't he doesn't have the proper mindset sometimes of what it means to be a Christian man. And plus, I don't think he considers himself a man. I think he's gay, so he considers himself a woman. Um, and then he's always trying to encourage me to date men and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I'm dropping the LGBT stuff, and I'm going to start dating women, and I'm going to start, getting my life right to find a woman that obviously I can marry and, have kids with or have a family with and etc. And he doesn't like that. He feels threatened. He feels like as long as he can have me in his atmosphere and he can control me and etc. and not have anybody else around me that can take me away from him and do better by me, then he doesn't feel as threatened. But he feels threatened because he knows somebody could do better by me and stuff like that. So he's starting to act out and starting to challenge me and starting to become a very big toxic problem. And he's 80 fucking years old, and he's a neighbor I can't fucking get rid of, and it's just like fuck. But he's not appreciative of money. He's not appreciative of the little things, and he'll never be happy. He will never be happy. He'll never learn how to be happy, and that's a really fucking crying shame. But he gets on my fucking nerves, and I sometimes wanted to just smack him. I just wanted to smack him. Um, but obviously, if I do that, I go to prison. So, but